Hello, everyone. My name is Victor, and this is my third impromptu for my speech class. The topic I chose today is what is the influence of diversity on communication? And I'm going to focus directly on America. I want to start by saying that I believe America is a great story to start off with, saying that it's one of the most diverse nations on the planet, if not the most. This diversity of ethnicities has helped so much to lower the barrier of communication. And it's very important to note that this is easily seen in our schools, in our jobs, in our streets. Everywhere you go, you see the diversity of ethnicities, and the communication has been improving every year, every 5 years, every decade, and hopefully we get to improve it a lot more. The reason I believe this is because you have this country that's like a big pot, and you have all these ethnicities all together, and they all know the same process of life. They all know what traffic is. They all know what the public school system is. They all know. They all listen pretty much to the same music. If not, there's certain genres that identify with what America is, and I believe this joining of diversities in this great country has effectively made a big communication jump within everybody else. Sure, certainly there are several things that we need to work on, but if you can name me another country that has this diversity and this great communication of culture, then I welcome you to challenge me on that. Two examples that I can provide you with is start off with one is music. Music in America is so important, like it is in many cultures, but in America, I believe that from everywhere from rock to hip hop and pop, this music has brought all these diversities, all these ethnicities together. You see this when you have a Latino community and a white community that like rock, or you'll see this when the black community and the Asian community love hip hop. They fond and they like something, and they bond together. This creates a greater communication, and eventually will lead to the complete dismantling of a barrier when we communicate with other ethnicities. And I believe another example can be schools. The public school system, although not 100% of the people go to them, the grand majority of Americans do. I went to one. Everybody I know went to one, and this is another big pot of all these ethnicities. And I can easily say that my generation has been more diverse. I have friends from all different types of ethnicities compared to the older generations, and I believe the younger generations are even more diverse. And it's something great to see in America, and it's something great to see in the world and in human society. And I want to finish off by saying, and how I mentioned in my speech on these examples of America, lowering the barriers of communication is the best progress we can make as a human race, since this is the perfect example of actual human race bonding and living together and progressing in all types of social issues. And although we have a lot of differences, and sometimes you'll see when certain factions of ethnicity separate from each other, this is something we can tackle. But the best way to do that is to actually join everybody and have everybody have similarities, which is eventually what will lead to. And I believe America will see that pretty soon in the future. And thank you so much. And that's all I have to say. Bye.